Vitamin D promotes calcium absorption in the gut and maintains adequate serum calcium and phosphate concentration to enable normal mineralization of bone and to prevent hypocalcemic tendency. If your blood calcium falls, you get seizure. It also needed for bone growth and bone remodeling by osteoblasts and osteoclasts. In that case, stem cell effect, bone growth and bone remodeling. Vitamin D has other roles in the body. Modulation of cell growth, that is many genes encoding proteins that regulate stem cell proliferation, differentiation, and apoptosis. So you see, even vitamin D will be very helpful, but I say it must be the natural form. From our body, it must come from LDL cholesterol. Or the other source is you get that from the liver, you get that from the yolk of the egg, you get that from the cream of the milk. Many cells have vitamin D receptors, and some convert 25-hydroxy vitamin D to 125-hydroxy vitamin D, where it is the one that is working. This is a pre-hormone, this is the hormone itself. Modulation of neuromuscular immune functions and reduction of inflammation, another role of vitamin D. Vitamin E refers to a group of 8 fat-soluble compounds that include both tocopherols and tocotrienols. They are identified by prefixes alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. Alpha tocopherol is able to scavenge mutagenic free radicals and inhibit the oxidation of LDL cholesterol. Alpha tocopherol has important implications for the prevention of calcinogenesis and atherosclerosis. So you see, vitamin D alone can prevent cancer. Alpha tocopherol also has several important functions that are independent of its antioxidant activity, including modulation of gene expression, enhancement of immune responses, and suppression of tumor angiogenesis. So, for cancer, very important. Tocotrienols, another form of vitamin E, have specialized roles in protecting neurons from damage and cholesterol reduction by inhibiting the activity of HMG coenzyme A reductase. Delta tocotrienol blocks processing of steroid regulatory element binding proteins. Tocotrienol is also thought to protect against stroke-associated brain damage. Vitamin E, in general, alpha-tocopherol tocotrienols, enhances differentiation of hematopoietic stem cells. So that means if you are deficient in vitamin E, the hematopoietic stem cells, the erythroblasts will not become red blood cells. So you can see there are a lot of things in nutrition. Into red blood cells and mesenchymal stem cells into muscle tissue. So, ano po ba nakikita nyo? That means all these nutrients are needed to be there altogether. So stem cell enhancing will work. Vitamin E is an antioxidant that protects lipids from peroxidation. If the lipids are peroxidized, they are highly destructive to all organs. Vitamin E also plays a role in neurological functions and inhibition of platelet aggregation. Sometimes you don't like platelet to aggregate. So it can cause clot. If it is in the heart, that will be a big problem. Okay, so it inhibits, it becomes a blood thinner. Vitamin E also helps form red blood cells and muscle tissues. Okay, that is stem cell effect. Besides reducing stress and muscle damage from exercise. People taking the natural form of vitamin E significantly reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, cancer, Alzheimer's disease, lung diseases, and almost every other chronic degenerative disease as well as low aging process. Where do you get natural vitamin D? From the yolk of the egg, from the cream of the milk. Okay. And then you accept that in the liver. So that's why I bombard my patients with a lot of this. Cereals, green leafy vegetables, seeds, liver, and bread are excellent sources of vitamin E. Iron is an essential mineral in human health, playing a role in immune function, cardiovascular health, and cognitive development. Iron is a critical component of hemoglobin. Without iron, you cannot form red blood cells. Stem cells that become red blood cells will not work. Iron also becomes myoglobin in the muscle, oxygen binding protein in the muscle tissue. Remember, the red blood cells carry oxygen, it transfers that to the myoglobin, so the muscles can use the oxygen for energy production. Ferritin, a protein acting as an iron buffer to stabilize the body's iron usage. A number of important internal enzymes. Iron is available in two forms, heme and non-heme. Heme iron is highly absorbable by the body. It is found in liver, number one, meat, fish, and poultry. So if you use iron, you like it absorbable, you use the animal iron. Number one source is liver, meat, fish, and poultry. Non-heme iron is poorly absorbed and can be found in vegetables and beans. What about ferrous sulfate? If you have cancer, you use ferrous sulfate, cancer will metastasize. If you have kidney failure, you use ferrous sulfate, it will destroy your kidney. Because ferrous sulfate is highly oxidizing. So the best source of iron for my patient is liver. Organic iron does not oxidize. Ferrous sulfate is highly oxidizing, so I never use it. Okay? As much as possible. Iron is present in the muscle cells in two combinations as myoglobin and a constituent of heme enzymes. Myoglobin is a respiratory pigment made up of a compound of iron and protein which is present in the muscles of vertebrates and invertebrates. Myoglobin has capacity of storing oxygen in the muscle for use in muscle contraction. Just like sugar, it's stored as glycogen. Oxygen is stored as myoglobin in the muscle. The iron-containing enzymes, cytochromes. Cytochrome is found in the mitochondria later on. There's responsible for electron transport. Catalases and peroxides in the cell. These are antioxidants in muscle tissue make the oxidation of carbohydrates, fat, and protein possible within the cell. Iron serves in a double capacity in cellular oxidation, carries oxygen to the cells in hemoglobin, and makes oxidation possible in the cells through the iron-containing enzymes. Magnesium is an essential mineral nutrient for life and is present in every cell type in every organism. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the main source of energy in cells, must be bound to a magnesium ion in order to be biologically active. That means the energy production ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is useless without magnesium. Magnesium is a critical cofactor in more than 300 enzymatic reactions in the human body. Magnesium is found mostly inside the cell, activating the necessary enzymes for carbohydrates and amino acid metabolism. Magnesium helps regulate acid-base balance in the body. Magnesium plays an important role in neuromuscular contraction by countering the stimulative effect of calcium. So, you have a blood vessel. With magnesium, the blood vessel relaxes. With calcium, it relaxes. But if you have problems with coronary, calcium can close your coronary. But with heart muscle, you need to empower the muscle. So you need a lot of calcium for weakened heart muscle. So it's different with cardiomyopathy and with coronary problem. It aids in absorption of magnesium and metabolism of other minerals. Sodium, calcium, phosphorus, and potassium, and in the utilization of the B complex and vitamin C and E in the body. It is associated with the regulation of body temperature. It is needed in the conversion of blood sugar to energy. So without magnesium, the sugar in the blood will not be converted to energy. It will develop insulin resistance. Calcium is essential for cell division. That is replication of stem cells, immune function, enzyme activity, and hormone production. Calcium participates in cell adhesion, maintaining the integrity of the linings of body cavities and the skin. Calcium regulates pH and the cell membranes, bulkhead, and channel openings, thereby bringing nutrients to the cell. It is also required for normal DNA function, again for stem cells, and it is essential for nerve impulse conduction and for skeletal muscle contraction. It is essential for healthy blood and assists in the process of blood clotting. Manganese, another mineral, is an activator of enzymes necessary for utilization of biotin, thiamine, and ascorbic acid. Manganese acts as a catalyst and cofactor in many enzymatic processes involved in the synthesis of fatty acids and cholesterol. So manganese is also an essential cofactor of important enzymes active in the mitochondria and in the synthesis of glycoproteins. Okay, sugar protein which coat body cells and protect against invading viruses. Manganese is an important constituent of activated arginase, an enzyme found in the liver and mediates the conversion of arginine to urea. Manganese is also involved in the transfer of high-energy phosphate groups by phosphotransferase enzymes found in various metabolic pathways, including several steps of glycolysis, which we'll tackle later on. Manganese tends to activate the lipid metabolizing enzyme lipoprotein lipase, otherwise called the lipid clearing factor. It is fats. Manganese is constituted of the enzyme pyruvate carboxylase, which plays an important role in gluconeogenesis, production of glucose, the conversion of various non-carbohydrate substances into glucose for subsequent use. Manganese is important in skeletal and connective tissue development. So that is stem cell can be enhanced to become bones and connective tissue in the presence of manganese. Copper is important in minute amounts in the animal body and is essential to normal metabolism. Copper is essential for the proper functioning of copper-dependent enzymes, including cytochrome C oxidase for energy production, which we will tackle later on, superoxide dismutase, a powerful antioxidant, tyrosinase for pigmentation, dopamine hydroxylase for catecholamine production, for production of adrenaline, for stress hormones, lysyl oxidase, collagen and elastin formation. So copper is essential to prevent the ballooning of arteries. And that's what happens. That's what you call, when the arteries they balloon and they rupture, aneurysm. So copper deficiency can cause aneurysm. It's also a clotting factor 5 for blood clotting, and ceruloplasmin, antioxidant protection, iron metabolism, and copper transport. Copper is essential both for its role in antioxidant enzymes like copper 6 superoxide dismutase and ceruloplasmin, as well as its role in lysyl oxidase, all essential for the strength and integrity of the heart and blood vessels. Copper deficiency reversibly impairs DNA synthesis. In fact, all of the minerals that I mentioned are involved in DNA synthesis and repair. Inactivated T cells by limiting interleukin 2 activity up to 50%. Adequate copper status is essential for normal functioning of the immune system. Copper complexes can co-establish tumor cells to differentiate into normal cells. So you see copper, I repeat that, copper complexes can cause cancer cells to redifferentiate into normal cells. And that's why I found out my cancer patients are getting well. Because there are many factors that I can use to make the tumor cells, cancer cells, redifferentiate into normal cells. But I think that would be the best solution. Because the present solution is just chemotherapy, but it has side effects. It lowers, it kills stem cells. That's why after chemotherapy you lose your hair, because active stem cells are in the hair root. Okay? You have problem with the gastrointestinal tract. And the bone marrow is depressed after chemotherapy. Zinc is an essential mineral that stimulates the activity of about 100 enzymes in the body. Zinc protects against accelerated aging of the skin and muscle of the body. Zinc also helps speed up the wound healing. It is a constituent of at least 25 enzymes involved in digestion and metabolism, including carbonic anhydrase, which is necessary for tissue respiration. Zinc is essential in the synthesis of nucleic acid, which controls the formation of different proteins in the cell and of DNA there. Its stem cell enhancing effect. It is a key factor in reproductive organ growth and development and prostate gland function. Nucleotides, they are the pyrimidines, purines that are found in DNA, are the building blocks of or subunit molecules that makes up RNA and DNA, which carry our genetic code. Stem cells, they carry DNA. Okay? Nucleotides also carry out several cell functions, needed for cell replication. That means for stem cells to multiply and perform the following functions in your body: neutralize toxins, increase cellular metabolism, increase the production of cellular energy, improve the response and efficiency of the immune system, enhance the effects of antioxidants, and increase the body's ability to heal and repair itself. Cysteine, very high in whey milk and egg yolk, remember, right?